welcome to In Depth. I'm Teena Jha. The football world's greatest event, the FIFA World Cup 2018, will be played from the 14th of June this year. The host of this edition is Russia, that will see 32 teams matching skills over 1 month for the World Cup trophy. With Italy out of the tournament, some of the important teams this year will include reigning champions Germany, Brazil, Argentina, Portugal and Spain. First-timers like Iceland and Panama will also be leaving their impact on the tournament. In Depth today analyzes the strengths and potential of the teams, the key players and their performances as they take the field at the FIFA World Cup this year. In 3 days, all eyes will be on Russia when the world's biggest footballing extravaganza, FIFA World Cup 2018, gets underway. The event will see some of the biggest names in football put their best foot forward in the battle for supremacy. All preparations are complete at the stadiums, which will be hosting the 64 matches.
Come June 14th, all eyes will be on Russia, which will be the host to the biggest footballing extravaganza, the FIFA World Cup 2018. Moscow is all geared up for the sporting action that will continue for a month till 15th of July. The 12 stadiums across 11 cities will stage the tournament's 64 games. Cities which are hosting the matches are Moscow, Kaliningrad, St. Petersburg, Nizhny Novgorod, Sochi, Samara, Saransk, Rostov-on-Don, Yekaterinburg, Volgograd and Kazan. The sporting grounds have been prepared in accordance to the necessary standards. Moscow will face Saudi Arabia at the Luzhniki Stadium in the opening match. Luzhniki is Russia's national stadium and the biggest in the country with a capacity of 81,000. Enhanced security measures are in place to monitor the entire event.
Входные группы для болельщиков и для клиентских групп FIFA построены и будут функционировать в строгом соответствии с требованиями FIFA безопасности и с требованиями силовых структур. Все мероприятия, которые будут проходить на территории Москвы, пройдут.
Another important tournament venue, the International Broadcasting Center, has also opened up in Moscow. IBC is key to the tournament because it will allow audiences across the world to see the matches. Located on the outskirts of Moscow, the video assistant referee system operates from here. World Cup matches will be refereed with the help of video for the first time in the history. Video replays operated by 4 referees inside the IBC will help referees on the pitch to make key decisions.
The IBC is certainly the 13th official venue of the World Cup, beside the 12 stadiums. But in terms of audience, it's actually the first official venue, because we will have the entire world being able to benefit from this beautiful and fantastic World Cup thanks to what is happening here in this IBC.
Meanwhile, teams across the world are arriving in Russia to take part in the event. Among various countries, France, Argentina, Portugal, Panama football teams have reached Russia. In a video statement, Russian President Vladimir Putin welcomed fans and teams to the FIFA World Cup. Putin expressed his happiness over hosting the landmark international event and hoped that the fans will get to know Russia and learn about its identity, culture and history.
Поклонников футбола и лучшие футбольные сборные планеты. Всех, кто уже приехал в Россию и кто только собирается стать участником величайшего международного события – чемпионата мира FIFA. Для нашей страны большая радость и честь принимать представителей огромной футбольной семьи. Подарить вам настоящий праздник, наполненный спортивным азартом и острыми эмоциями.
And the big attraction this FIFA season is Zabivaka. Unveiled last October, Zabivaka, which means the one who scores in Russia, is the official mascot of the 2018 FIFA World Cup. Meanwhile, the FIFA World Cup 2018 Russia official fan zone opened on Sunday at Sparrow Hills in Moscow. Despite being unusually cold and rainy weather, a lot of people showed up to watch the concert. The Russian national team, who are the 70th in the latest FIFA rankings, are training their players for the upcoming event. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
The FIFA World Cup is played in two stages, the group and the knockout stage. In the group stage, each of the four teams play a match against each other. After all three matches are played, the two teams with the highest number of points advance to the knockout stage. The knockout stage is a single elimination tournament with the remaining 16 teams. There are 8 teams on each side. Winners advance after every game until only 2 remain who play the grand finale. Let's find out which are the countries that will compete in Russia this year and who are the favorites to win. "32 nations will be competing for the FIFA World Cup trophy in Russia. They include 14 countries from Europe, 5 from South America, 3 from North, Central America and the Caribbean, 5 from Africa and 5 from Asia. Among the European countries, Russia qualified automatically, being the host country. Belgium was the first country to get selected after defeating Bosnia-Herzegovina and Greece in the qualifying stage. England booked their spot following a 1-0 win over Slovenia at Wembley on the 5th of October last year. Germany sealed its qualification with a game to spare after beating Northern Ireland 3-1 in Belfast in early October. Iceland reserved its ticket to Russia with a 2-0 victory against Kosovo in Reykjavik, becoming the smallest nation ever to qualify for a World Cup finals. Poland secured its spot with a 4-2 win over Montenegro in European qualifying on the 8th of October. Spain made it with a comfortable 3-0 victory over Albania on the 6th of October last year. Serbia sailed through with a 1-0 win over Georgia. European champions Portugal qualified for the World Cup with a convincing 2-0 win over Switzerland. France secured its berth with a 2-1 home victory over Belarus on the 10th of October. Switzerland are heading to their 11th World Cup, their best run of appearances since stringing 4 together between 1934 to 1954. Sweden batted their way to the 2018 World Cup at the expense of Italy after hammering out a 0-0 draw in the second leg of their playoff. The other two countries from Europe include Croatia and Denmark. From South America, Brazil, the 2014 World Cup semi-finalists, booked their place way back in March 2017. Uruguay finished second in the 10-team group behind 5-time World Cup winners Brazil. For Argentina, a Lionel Messi hat-trick guaranteed the last World Cup finalists a place this year too. Colombia booked a spot following its best-ever performance at the 2014 World Cup in Brazil. Peru made the cut after beating New Zealand. They last reached the World Cup in 1982. The other countries to qualify include Mexico, Costa Rica and Panama. Panama goes into the World Cup for the first time in the country's history. African nations in the tournament include Nigeria, Egypt, Senegal, Morocco and Tunisia. Egypt returned to the World Cup after 27 years and Morocco after 20 years. From Asia, Iran, South Korea, Japan, Saudi Arabia and Australia will be making an appearance at the World Cup. These countries have been divided into 8 groups, Group A to Group H. Group A comprises host country Russia along with Egypt, Saudi Arabia and Uruguay. Group B includes Iran, Morocco, Portugal and Spain. Australia, France, Denmark and Peru form Group C. Group D comprises of Argentina, Croatia, Iceland and Nigeria. The 5th group, Group E, has Brazil, Costa Rica, Serbia and Switzerland, while Germany, Mexico, South Korea and Sweden are part of Group F. Group G includes countries like Belgium, England, Panama and Tunisia. And Group H comprises of Colombia, Japan, Poland and Senegal. In Group A, Uruguay are the overwhelming favourites to win, while Spain and Portugal are the clear favourites in Group B. In Group C, France has depth in every position and therefore are the clear favourites to win this group. Group D is the group of death. although Argentina, spearheaded by Lionel Messi, looked the favourites to top the group. In Group E, Brazil are not only the favourites to win the group, but also the tournament with world-class attacking players. Germany undoubtedly looked the strongest team in Group F. While in Group G, Belgium and England are most likely to advance. From Group H, Poland and Colombia look the favourites on paper to advance to the second round. All 32 teams at the 2018 World Cup have 23-man squads, making it a total of 736 players who will be taking part in the tournament. The World Cup will be held from the 14th of June to July 15th, 2018 in 11 Russian cities. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. And time for a very short break on the program. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You're watching In Depth on FIFA World Cup 2018. So after the key teams, let's now look at the players who can turn the game around for their countries and also have the capability to lift the World Cup.
It will be the first World Cup in Europe since the 2006 tournament in Germany. The Russian edition will see some of the biggest names in football who can turn the game around and have the capability to lift the World Cup. Some of the key players are Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, Neymar, Toni Kroos, Isco, Luis Suarez, Gabriel Jesus, Kylian Mbappe, Timo Werner and Mohamed Salah. Argentina's football sensation Lionel Messi has been scoring goals for his side for over a decade now and has scored 64 goals in 124 international appearances. He's also the top scorer for Argentina and has been World Player of the Year 5 times. Although he has proved his mettle time and again for Barcelona, still a major achievement with Argentina is missing. Another big name in this year's World Cup is Portugal's Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the most dominant figures in football and who has won all possible cups at club level. In 2016, he guided his nation to the first major title in its history to claim the Euro Cup. He also has the most international goals at 81 among currently active players from 150 appearances. Ronaldo has scored 5 international hat-tricks and 4 international goals in a single match. Brazil's Neymar and Gabriel Jesus are the 2 key players in the side who can turn the game at any moment. While Neymar is the 3rd all-time top scorer for the Brazilian team with 55 goals in 85 appearances, Jesus has scored 10 goals in 17 appearances. Werner and Toni Kroos are 2 German players who will play a key role for their side. Werner has scored 8 goals in 14 appearances and is one of the youngest talents in the German side, while Kroos was part of the World Cup winning side in 2014 and became the first footballer born in East Germany to win the competition. He has scored 12 goals in 83 international appearances. Spain's Isco, who is often described as one of the best attacking midfielders in the world, has been spectacular to watch not just for Real Madrid but also with the national team with 10 goals in 26 appearances. Uruguay's Luis Suarez took his team to the semi-finals of the 2010 World Cup in South Africa and in 2011 helped his side claim the Copa America title on Argentinian soil. With 51 goals in 98 appearances, he is one of the players who has the capability to lift the World Cup. Kylian Mbappe of France is a match-turner who conquered the hearts of all the lovers of French football. He was the world's 2nd most expensive player in football history after Paris Saint-Germain acquired him for 180 million euros. He has scored 4 goals in 15 international appearances. Another big name in the list is Mohamed Salah of Egypt. Forward for Liverpool and the Egyptian national teams, Salah scored 33 goals for the national side in 57 appearances. He was awarded the CAF Most Promising African Talent of the Year in 2012 and helped Egypt reach the final of the 2017 African Cup of Nations. He became the top scorer during Confederation of African Football qualification to help the team qualify for the 2018 FIFA World Cup. For his performances, Salah was also named CAF African Footballer of the Year and the BBC African Footballer of the Year. All big names competing for the title. It will be an interesting World Cup this year. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
some of the key players to watch out for who can turn things around for their country. In fact, a long journey is coming to an end this week. Some of the countries that have qualified started their journey for Russia 2018 back in March 2015. In all, over 200 teams were part of the qualifying process for just 31 coveted spots. Russia, being the host, qualified automatically. There are also some firsts, with Iceland and Panama qualifying for the first time, but football lovers will miss some teams and players. Among them are some big names, former World Cup winners, including Italy and the Netherlands. Here's a look at the 5 biggest teams who missed out this year.
In less than 72 hours, one of the biggest sporting spectacles in the world will kick off in Russia. Many of the regulars will be in action, enthralling fans and igniting spirited conversations, giving form to the beautiful game. Iceland and Panama will be in action for the first time ever in a World Cup, while the usual suspects including champions Germany, Brazil, Argentina, Spain and France will also make an appearance at the football fiesta. But what is notable about this edition of the World Cup are the teams that have not made it. Several big names have failed to qualify. Among them are Italy, Holland, Chile, Cameroon and the USA. Perhaps the biggest name to not qualify is Italy. The 4-time winners lost out after finishing second to Spain in Group G and then failing to score against Sweden in their 2-legged playoff. This is only the second time that the Italians will not be in a World Cup. The last time they missed out was the 1958 edition, which ironically was held in Sweden. The team's failure also brought to an end the careers of keeper Gianluigi Buffon and Daniel De Rossi. However, if the Italians are smart about it, they can look at the failure as a positive thing. For a while, the team has relied on older players, a strategy that has not worked for their best. Sitting out of the 2018 World Cup can be a good time to regroup for the team. While the Italians are bound to be shattered, they have the Dutch for some miserable company. In the same group as Italy, Holland finished third behind Sweden. Finalists in 1974, 1978 and 2010 and semi-finalists in 2014, the failure to reach Russia has also meant curtains down for the career of Arjen Robben. After appearing in and doing considerably well in the last 3 World Cups, 2018 has been a shocking fall from grace for the home of total football. Like Italy, Holland too has relied on older players including Robben, Wesley Sneijder, Klaas-Jan Huntelaar and Robin van Persie. All players who are far away from their prime, nearing the end of their careers. The next generation is not quite ready to take over yet. Chile, the current Copa America champions, surprised many when they missed, finishing 6th in the South American group. While much of the blame has been placed at the door of Con Juan Antonio Pizzi, but even players like Alexis Sanchez, Arturo Vidal and Gary Medel need to share the blame. Sanchez and company started the qualifiers with an impressive 2-0 win over Brazil, but ended miserably with 4 losses in the final 6 fixtures. Ranked 9th in the FIFA World Rankings, Chile will be the highest ranked nation to miss the World Cup. Cameroon have been the most successful African nation at the World Cup. The indomitable Lions have played at 7 World Cups. They looked on target to qualify for an 8th when they won the African Cup of Nations for the 5th time in February, but things took a turn for the worse after that. They won only 5 of the 13 matches that followed the African Cup of Nations final win against Egypt, and only one of them came in the final stage of the World Cup qualification. Appearing at every World Cup since 1990, the USA failed to make it following a 2-1 defeat to Trinidad and Tobago in their final qualifier. The result means teen sensation Christian Pulisic will have to wait for at least another 4 years for a chance to make his debut on the world stage. USA too looked in good form, winning the CONCACAF Gold Cup for the 6th time, but failed to replicate their form in the World Cup qualifiers. The US last missed the World Cup in 1986. They still are a powerhouse in the region, but need to learn a valuable lesson from this failure. Nothing is given in football, everything must be earned. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
When the idea of founding an international football federation began taking shape in Europe, the intention of those involved was to recognize the role of the English, who had founded their football association back in 1863. It was also the success of the Olympic football tournament that intensified FIFA's wish for its own world championship. In our next report, let's look at the history of FIFA.
FIFA was founded in Paris on 21st May 1904 to oversee international competition among the national associations of Belgium, Denmark, France, Germany, the Netherlands, Spain, Sweden and Switzerland. Headquartered in Zurich, its membership now comprises 211 national associations. Member countries must also be members of one of the 6 regional confederations into which the world is divided: Africa, Asia, Europe, North and Central America and the Caribbean, Oceania and South America. FIFA is an association which describes itself as an international governing body of football, futsal and beach soccer. Although FIFA does not control the rules of football, it is responsible for both the organization of a number of tournaments and their promotion, which generates revenue from sponsorship. Held every 4 years since 1930, except during the Second World War, the World Cup consists of international sectional tournaments leading to a final elimination event made up of 32 national teams. Unlike Olympic football, World Cup teams are not limited to players of a certain age or amateur status, so the competition serves more nearly as a contest between the world's best. Meanwhile, referees are selected from lists that are submitted by all the national associations. The first FIFA World Cup opened at the brand new Estadio Centenario in Montevideo on 18th July 1930. It was the beginning of a new era in world football, and the inaugural event proved a remarkable success, both in a sporting and financial sense. The 20 World Cup tournaments played so far have been won by 8 national teams. Brazil have won 5 times, also being the only team to have played in every tournament. The other World Cup winners are Germany and Italy with 4 titles each. Argentina and the inaugural winner Uruguay have 2 titles each. And England, France and Spain have won once each. 2 players share the record for playing in the most World Cups. Mexico's Antonio Carbajal and Germany's Lothar Matthäus both played in 5 tournaments, while Matthäus has played the most World Cup matches overall with 25 appearances. Brazil's Djalma Santos and then West Germany's Franz Beckenbauer and Germany's Philipp Lahm are the only players to be named to 3 finals all-star teams. Miroslav Klose of Germany is the all-time top scorer at the finals with 16 goals. He broke Brazilian Ronaldo's record of 15 goals during the 2014 semi-final match against Brazil. West Germany's Gerd Müller is the third with 14 goals. The 4th-placed goal scorer, Francis Just Fontaine, holds the record for the most goals scored in a single World Cup. All his 13 goals were scored in the 1958 tournament. Among the national teams, Germany has played the most World Cup matches, 106, and appeared in the most finals, semi-finals and quarter-finals, as well as scoring the most World Cup goals at 224, while Brazil has appeared in the most World Cups. The 2 teams have played each other twice in the World Cup, in the 2002 final and in the 2014 semi-final. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
So just a few days left for the world's biggest sporting extravaganza to begin. Let's take a look at how the FIFA mania is gripping the world. We leave you with these images. We'll see you same time tomorrow with another edition of In Depth. Thanks for watching.
twice. One life, live it up, cause you don't get it twice.